The launch of a giant ship makes people sweat, but the huge hull. However, only a few thin ropes were used to hold the hull of the ship, and it would break if it moved. Can he pull a giant wheel with such a thin body? Why not use steel cables and chains to pull it? These ropes are no ordinary ropes, they are made of polyethylene and aramid. When the ship is docked at the pier, it will still be affected by the tide. For a huge ship, there will be slight shaking. Even the mooring lines are an important test. The tension and breakage that occur from time to time can cause the ship to rock at the least, or cause losses to both people and cargo at worst. The rope is so thin and easy to break, and the iron chain is so thick. Why not use the iron chain but use the rope instead? What are the advantages of rope over chain cable? Even though the rope is thin, it is much easier to use than a thick chain. This is because under the same conditions, the strength of polyethylene cables is close to that of steel cables. At the same time, polyethylene cables are softer and easier to bend, so that they can be easily wound when fixing the cable piles. In addition, the weight of the mooring cable is only 1/8 of the same steel cable, and it will not be corroded by sea water and cause rust. More importantly, the ship drifting on the sea is a test for the cable. Compared with cables, steel cables have poor scalability and are not conducive to parking. Steel cables are generally used on winches, while iron cables are mostly used for anchor fixation. But the shortcoming of the mooring cable is also obvious. Its cycle is relatively short. Due to heavier weight, when people fix the bollards, they drag the cables on the ground. If things go on like this, the friction of the cable will lead to greater losses. In the early stage, the outer extension of the cable will crack, and in the mid-term, the entire outer ring will be disconnected. After the rope becomes thinner, the tension it can withstand decreases, and the further back, the greater the risk of disconnection. Therefore, some large ships need to replace a batch of cables every year. For more details and knowledge, please contact us by info@marinewsgood.com or visit our website by www.marineusgood.com.